Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on and listening. Ben and I are doing our final four picks, which will most likely be pretty resemblant of the other analysts and insiders around college basketball. I'm just gonna go on a limb and say Ben's are a little bit different than mine. Ben does not align with the media norm right now. I do, however, I do have Gonzaga winning it all. But we'll start with Houston Baylor. I have Baylor in a landslide. I think both of these Final Four games will be pretty crappy. Ben, do you agree?
I agree. I thought the Houston-Oregon State game was just so ugly. I mean, arguing Michigan and UCLA, like it was just two awful games.
Two horrible games indeed. We head over to UCLA Gonzaga. I have the Zags by a good margin, but yeah.
So yeah, the spread is 14 for this game. I actually have the Zags covering. I really don't think they're going to be challenged.
He doesn't think they'll be challenged. I don't either. I'm not sure about the spreads though. Ben, if you'd like to tell them, say them out loud. Go ahead.
The spread for the Gonzaga UCLA game is like the largest in the past 30 years. It's 14 points. So basically, for anyone who doesn't know, that means Gonzaga is favored by Vegas and the sites to win by 14 points. And then the Baylor Houston game, I think the spread is 7. But let me just make sure. Yeah, the spread is 7, I think.
All right, so I was sneezing. Let's go to Baylor Gonzaga. I'll start. I have the Zags. I think this will be a very, very good game, though. And I think in a normal college basketball year, talent-wise, I think Baylor could very well win this championship. I think Illinois could too. But I'm sticking with Gonzaga. I do think Gonzaga will win this thing. That's my pick.
I am going to differ here. We've talked about this. My pick's been Baylor since the start of the tournament. I know Gonzaga's looked like the best team in college basketball the entire year, but they haven't played Baylor yet. I think Baylor is the definite number 2 team. And this Baylor team is really tough, especially at the guard play level, with Massey Teague, Jared Butler, Davion Mitchell, and a bunch of good guys off the bench. Mullet Man and Adam Flagler, 2 names I can think of. But those guards are challenging Gonzaga's for the best in the country. I think Baylor actually does have the best in the country. The question will be if anyone can stop Drew Timme inside. He's been unstoppable this tournament so far. Can Mark Vital get it done? I don't know, but I do have Baylor winning this one. And Brad did say he thought in a weaker year Baylor could easily win this title. I agree. I also think that the other 2 1 seeds, Michigan and Illinois, would both be up there in a normal talent level year.
I don't think Michigan, and that's not biased. With Isaiah Livers, possibly, but you go to a year like, say 2015 was a little bit of a weaker year, 2014 especially. There were a few years, but yeah, I'm sticking with the Zags. Joel Ayeye, I think will play a huge part. I remember he was on my draft board last year as a sneaky guy. But right now, I'm staying with the Zags. I had Illinois. I will admit I had Illinois before March Madness got kicked off. I bought into the Ayo Dosunmu Kobe Bryant hype. I really did, and it didn't work out the best, but it is what it is. That's pretty much the video. Super short.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Ben will have a Michigan full season. I'm expecting that to be a long video.
Okay, yeah, it will be.
And it'll go through all the ups and downs of the season. I would also like to mention really quickly, Baylor and Gonzaga were slated to play back in November. I forget if it was in a tournament or not. But something I found interesting right before we go, one more thing. Jalen Suggs committed to Gonzaga and signed with Gonzaga on the fact that Mark Few promised him they would play the best of the best before, of course, the WCC. Jalen Suggs committed during COVID and signed during COVID. So this was, of course, a question mark, but it happened, and they played a bunch of good teams. And I think if Gonzaga can win it all and Jalen Suggs plays admirably, he could be the number 1 overall pick.
I agree, especially after Cade Cunningham struggles in the tournament.
Evan Mobley, too. I mean, those 3, I think, are by far the best 3. It reminds me a lot of this year. With Anthony Edwards, LaMelo. At least I've never been a huge Anthony Edwards guy. He has shown some flashes, I will say. James Wiseman was always my number 1. Ben's number 1 was LaMelo, if I'm correct.
Yes, correct.
James Wiseman, he's played okay. LaMelo's played pretty darn well though. But he of course broke his thumb or something in his thumb.
Wrist, I think.
His wrist, yeah. So, but whatever. All right, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.